Okay, let's go back real quick to the resurrection. Okay, so is there a possibility that it could have happened?
I don't know. I have no reason to think it's possible. How could you demonstrate that it's possible?
Yeah, because we both can't go back in time and observe that situation. So there's a possibility.
No, there's not a possibility until a possibility is
Why
demonstrated.
is not?
The fact that you can't show it's impossible does not mean it's possible. Just like the fact that you can't show that it's possible doesn't mean it's impossible. Both possibility and impossibility would need to be demonstrated.
That makes
I'm just watching you guys. I see your facial expressions. I'm like, all right, I know when to stop. So I'm going to stop here. And what do you guys think what Matt Dillahunty just said?
Go ahead, Gary.
I'm going to say now we've compounded historical and gospel errors with logical errors. Now this is really getting deep. And you have to prove something's possible? Really? Well, let me I admit this is a little bit of a I admit I'm being a little bit humorous here, okay? Here's evidence number one. We'll sweep that in the corner. Evidence number two, when you're not looking, I'm going to kick that aside. Evidence three, nobody's seen anything here. Evidence four, Paul never claims anything. I'll totally ignore the passages where he does. There's nothing here. These guys didn't die. Well, we got secular sources for that. And here's the conclusion. Probable? It's not even possible. Well, sure. If you ignore everything, I am not surprised. This is just... I'm going to get worked up. No, this is taking gospel data, history, and logic, all, and brushing it in the corner, little sleight of hand, and hope you didn't see the move. And then say, here's my conclusion. Nothing. You have any questions? Nothing. Boy, did I do a good job. That's what I'm seeing.
Interesting stuff. You got anything else, Mike? Dr. Mike?
Yeah, throughout this discussion between these three on here, they talk about, well, maybe it was this. Well, maybe this happened instead. Maybe it was a hallucination and all this. Did they provide any evidence for it? No. So how do we know it's possible? It seems like the way that they conduct their investigation or think through things only applies to the other guy. It doesn't apply to them. Now, maybe they'd say, well, it's possible because we know that people do hallucinate. Well, I would just turn around and say, well, the supernatural is possible because people do see things like this. Miracles do occur. There are a lot of documented miracles. You got Craig Keener, who has documented a bunch of things. He's got eyewitnesses of these. Craig has shared some things to which he's been an eyewitness. I've experienced some things that I believe are supernatural events. I would interpret them as demonic. I have friends who have told me about experiences. At least you'd have to say they're paranormal. I understand that saying they're demonic puts my own Christian interpretation on them, but let's take that away. We can still call them paranormal. There's plenty of evidence for this. I think the evidence we have for a supernatural dimension of reality is so strong that when you look at it objectively, anyone who denies it can't consider themselves to be a realist.